So listen, what I was just saying is the great contrast between your phrase "salvation is of the believer" and the scriptural phrase "salvation is of the Lord."
When did I say salvation is of the believer? Hello, friends and haters. God bless you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm sure it's one of those. It is about 12:34 p.m. here, and I've had a really interesting morning. I went over to Aces this morning to see if, to kind of press for that debate between he and I, hosted by JG. And again, he seems extremely hesitant. But he made a parting comment accusing me of saying salvation is of the believer. Salvation is of the believer. And Ace says, of course, I take exception to that. Salvation is of Christ. And I pointed out, Ace, I never said any such thing. He says, well, yes, you did. You said so in that debate that we had at JG's. It was the very last thing you said. I said, well, then pull it up. Play the soundbite. And he wouldn't play it. I said, of course not. So I wasn't going to argue with him and play his silly little game. I just left. So after I left, he asked somebody to pull up that video of he and I debating on JG's. They pulled it up, and he didn't play the soundbite for anybody. He says, now scroll to the end, and that's where he said it. And left it at that. Well, then they implied that I was cowardly, and that's why I left, and etc. So just to satisfy everybody, I went back. And I said, I noticed that you posted the link, and you just told everybody, scroll to the end. Now, you play everything else when you want to make a point. You show it on your computer. You bring it for reference. You play videos for reference. But you won't play this, because it's not there. So before I left, I guess he was intimidated enough to actually bring up the video. And he played the last thing I said. And here's what happened. But as I was leaving, you see, I was done making my challenge with Ace. But then, it was implied that I was afraid of a discussion by Ace himself. And I saw you in the chat, Tommy. Bless your heart. And you told him I wasn't a coward. And that I would be back. Even though I was done talking to him and done with my challenge, I came back for your sake to show you, yes, you had faith, so here I am. And while I'm here, I might as well take this opportunity. Everybody heard Ace say that I said salvation is of the believer. You heard me deny it. You heard me challenge Ace to get the soundbite. You heard him refuse it. And then, as soon as I leave, he asks everybody to post the link for that debate we had at JG's. And he said, now he didn't scroll to the very end to play it for you like he does. He has the ability to, obviously. No, he said, there's the link. Scroll to the end. Look for it. He said it. I scrolled to the end. It's not there. You're a liar, Ace. You're a liar. So now I'm confronting you on that too, brother.
No.
Oh boy, shots fired.
So pull it up, Ace. Play it for everybody. Don't sit there with that stone look on your face, dude. Play it for everybody.
Hey, Eric.
I guess you're not going to.
Good,
Hey,
good to see you, Will. Good
hey,
to see
Steve
you.
Tommy.
I guess you're not. I guess you're not going to play that for us, Ace. I didn't
You
think so.
Hey, I
you
want to
can
pizza
rage
you, Eric.
quit. You can rage quit at
Let's
any
have a
time.
stream, Eric.
So there you go, Tommy. I came back, brother, and I did it for you. And
Thank you so much. Thank you.
you're very welcome. And I had my say. I hope everybody sees and knows that I'm not a coward, but nor am I here
You're a
to
liar.
bring anybody down. I was here to
And that's
set
the
something
horrible thing.
straight.
That false hope could lead them straight to the lake of fire and destruction.
Uh,
Now, if you believed any of this, Ace, why do you proselyte? Why do you proselytize? If you believe any of this, I don't think you do. Because if nobody believed it and it was the truth, matter, none of this would matter. None. And I think that the tactics that you go through to try to duck and not answer questions, try to answer questions that aren't being asked, because the answer to the questions that are being asked hurts your case too much. Look, all of these say that salvation belongs to the believer, not the unbeliever. What is the end result of the unbeliever?
There you go. There's the context. Salvation belongs to the believer, not the unbeliever. That is not saying salvation is of the believer like you accused me, Ace.
Take the microphone out of your mouth.
That
I'm sorry, Will. There you go. Now everybody knows the truth. I never said salvation is of the believer. I said salvation is for the believer as opposed to the unbeliever.
sure.
So there you go. Have a good day, everybody. God bless you.